When it comes to fitness, most of us have been sold a nice little polished lie. We have been taught that six-pack abs equates health, that lifting heavier means progress, that looking fit means being capable. But the thing that's really not discussed in fitness, and the thing that nobody really wants to hear, is that mainstream fitness is actually keeping most of you fragile, weak, and dependent. It is training you to break, not to thrive. It is turning you into a specialist machine that looks good and impressive on the outside, but really can't handle much stress on the inside. And the worst part is you think you are winning because you look good in the mirror. You think you are healthy because you hit your macros. You think you've achieved your goals because you've dropped the number on the scale. You think you're strong because you can bench press your body weight. But you cannot do simple human movements like hang from a bar for 60 seconds, sit down into a deep squat without wincing in pain, get up and down off the floor without using your hands. You can't even run for your life if you had to. You can't even move without pain. You don't have the ability to express yourself freely through space. Most of you don't. And that's really not your fault, because you've been lied to by an industry that profits from your dependence, that needs you injured, confused, and always chasing the next program, the next supplement, the next solution. So I guess this episode isn't for everyone. It's not for people who want to be comfortable. It's not for people who want validation. It's not for people who just want to look good for the mirror. I want you to understand that this is like a rebellion against the fitness industry. It's for the ones who want to wake up, break free, and move like they were born to move. I'm passionate about this because I've seen the damage that it has caused, and I was one of them. So why do I say that mainstream fitness wants you exhausted, dependent, and sold on the next fix? Because it only teaches you to chase numbers and aesthetic goals instead of capacity. How much can you bench? How much can you squat? How much can you deadlift? How fast can you run? How long can you go? As if those things and those movements define your worth as a human being. As if being able to lift heavy weight in a controlled gym environment means that you are capable in real life. The thing that they don't want to tell you because they either don't know or they don't care is that strength without mobility is dysfunction. Power without control is an injury waiting to happen. Numbers without context are just ego feeding. Because you've probably met guys and girls who can deadlift 500 pounds but can't touch their own toes. You've seen people who can bench press 300 pounds but they can't scratch their own back. Their shoulders are destroyed. There's people with massive legs who cannot sit in a deep squat for 30 seconds. Are they strong? Sure, they might be in one specific movement pattern. Are they capable? Definitely not. Because the second that you take them out of that controlled environment, the second that you ask them to move out of alignment, to move dynamically, to adapt, to handle, to look for the unexpected, mostly they break down. And that's by design. Because most things in fitness, they don't want you to be capable. They want you dependent. Dependent on programs, dependent on coaches, dependent on equipment, dependent on machines, dependent on supplements, gyms, you name it. And if you become truly resilient, if you build a body that can handle anything life throws at you, if you build a body that is resilient and robust and adaptable, well then you don't need them anymore. And that's bad for business. And here's what mainstream fitness actually trains you to do. It trains you to lift up and down side to side, but not to move out of alignment. It trains you to push weight overhead, but it doesn't train you to catch yourself when you fall. It trains you to leg press 400 pounds, but it doesn't train you to jump and land without your knees collapsing. It trains you to squat, but it doesn't train you to rest. It basically doesn't train you to move like a human being should move. And most of you can't, because you have trained the movement, not the positions. You've trained the exercise, but not the human capability. You've trained to contract, but never expand, never relax. Everything is about tension. Squeeze this, flex that, contract harder, go more, do better. But where is the actual expansion? Where is the breath? Where is the relaxation? Where is learning, coordination, balance, control, proprioception? You're building a body that's constantly braced, constantly tight, constantly defensive. And then you wonder why you are in pain, why you are stiff, why you can't relax, why you can't touch your toes. So this is not about being shredded or being fit. I'm not saying that aesthetics don't matter. I'm just saying that you shouldn't care about how you look, because how you look is a byproduct of what you do. If aesthetics are your only goal, if looking good is more important to you than being capable, then you've already lost. And if you haven't figured it out by now, it will catch up to you. Looking fit and being fit are two completely different things. So this is about being resilient. You need to have a body that can run, that can jump, crawl, hang, squat, twist, fall, get back up, and live pain-free for decades, for the rest of your life. You need a body that can handle stress without breaking down. You need a nervous system that can adapt to the unexpected. You need to be a human being who is robust, not fragile. And here's a controversial truth. Most people in the fitness industry are fragile as hell. They look great, they post impressive lifts, they take cool Instagram photos, they have the aesthetics, but behind the scenes, they are broken. They're injured, they're in pain, they are not capable, they are not resilient, they are not robust, they are dependent on painkillers, physical therapy, rehab, and they've sacrificed function for appearance. They have sacrificed longevity for short-term results. They have sacrificed being human for looking like a magazine cover model. So today, let's burn the rule book. We're going to talk about what real fitness looks like. The raw, the primal, the intelligent, and the adaptable kind. And we are going to walk through the traps that are keeping you small, weak, and broken, even if you look fit on the outside, because this is the movement rebellion, and it starts with telling the truth. Let me break down the 3 traps that mainstream fitness uses to keep you dependent, broken, and chasing your own tail. The first trap is the aesthetics trap. You walk into a gym today, and what do you see? Mirrors everywhere. Selfie culture, people flexing between sets. I cringe when I walk in there and I look guys lifting up their shirts, flexing, looking at the biceps. The entire environment is designed to make you obsess over how you look. And here's what happens. You start training for the mirror, not for life. You start prioritizing muscles that look good over movements that matter. You do endless bicep curls, endless chest presses because big arms look impressive. You do cable flies because chest definition sells. You do crunches because abs are the ultimate status symbol. But let me tell you why this is a problem. None of that translates to real-world capability. Bicep curls don't help you carry groceries, climb a tree, or hang from a ledge. Cable flies don't help you push a car, throw a punch, or catch yourself when you fall. Crunches don't build core stability. They just train one small piece of a complex system. Real aesthetics come from real movement. You want to look good? Move well. Train your body to be capable and aesthetics will follow. The leanness comes from moving often and eating well. The muscle definition comes from functional strength. The posture comes from balance and awareness. But when all you do is chase aesthetics first, when you prioritize appearance over function, you end up with a body that looks good but performs terribly. And eventually, it will break. I see this all the time. Guys with huge arms who can't do a single pull-up. Women with amazing glutes who can't even walk barefoot without pain. Bodybuilders who look like Greek gods but move like rusty old tin men. Because they've been training muscles, not movements. They've been building parts, not systems. And the body does not work in parts. It works as a whole unit. Trap number 2, the specialization trap. And here's what the fitness industry has taught you. Pick a lane. Are you a powerlifter? Are you a bodybuilder? Are you a crossfitter? A yogi? A runner? Choose your identity and stay in your box. Not only in fitness, but also in professional sport. But you do realize that specialization makes you fragile. When you only train one way, when you only move in a specific pattern, you are creating massive imbalances. Powerlifters get strong in 3 lifts and lose mobility everywhere else. Bodybuilders build muscle but lose coordination and athleticism. CrossFitters push intensity but sacrifice joint health and longevity. Yogis gain flexibility but often lack strength and power. Runners build endurance but their bodies can't handle multi-directional movement. None of these are wrong, but when you only do one, when you specialize to the exclusion of everything else, you become one-dimensional, and as a result, you become really good at one thing and incapable at everything else. And life doesn't care about your specialty. Life is chaotic, multi-directional, unpredictable. So is sport. You need to be able to lift and run and jump and crawl and hang and balance and coordinate yourself. You need strength and you need mobility. And you also need endurance and you need coordination and you need power and agility. And that's what humans are designed for. We are not specialists. We are generalists. We are made to adapt to anything, to hunt, to gather, to climb, to swim, to fight, to flee, to play. You are so much more capable than you give yourself credit for. But the fitness industry convinced you that generalists are average, that if you're not specialized, you're not serious, that if you're not competing in something, you're just messing around. And that's bullshit, because the best competition you can have is competition against yourself. Being a generalist, being capable across multiple domains, that's the ultimate strength. That is what makes you anti-fragile. And that's also what lets you handle whatever life throws at you. So you need to stop picking a lane. You need to train everything. Trap 3, the intensity trap. You know the saying, no pain, no gain. Go hard or go home. Push through the burn. Leave it all on the floor. This is the mantra of mainstream fitness, and it is destroying you. Because here's what you don't notice. Intensity is not the same as effectiveness. Exhaustion is not the same as progress. Soreness is not the same as growth. You have been conditioned to believe that if you're not suffering, if you're not working hard enough, if you're not breaking yourself down to the point that you can't walk out of the gym, that if you are not drenched in sweat, destroyed, barely able to walk, you didn't really train. But intensity without awareness is just chaos. It's not building you up, it is breaking you down slowly. And eventually, it is going to break you down completely. I see it constantly. I was one of those people, training at maximum intensity 6 days a week, never recovering, never adapting, never listening to their body. Just pushing, 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 because that is what discipline looks like, and that is what gets me results. And then they're shocked when their hormones crash, when they burn out mentally and physically, when they don't want to train at all, when they wake up one day and realize that they hate their own life. Because you've been taught that more is better, more volume, more intensity, more frequency. But the truth is, you don't need more. You need better and you need different. It's not about going harder, it's about going smarter. There is no reason to destroy yourself because you need to build yourself. There is no reason to punish yourself because you need to nourish yourself. Real training is intelligent. Some days you go hard, some days you go easy. Some days you push, some days you explore. Some days you lift heavy, and other times you just move. Because progress is not linear. Adaptation is not constant. Your body needs stimulus and it needs recovery. It needs challenge and it needs rest. It needs intensity and awareness. But the fitness industry can't sell you, listen to your body. They can't sell you, move intuitively. They can't sell you, do less, because that doesn't create dependence. That creates freedom. And free people don't buy programs. So let me tell you what real training does look like. If mainstream fitness is a lie, if the aesthetics trap, the specialization trap, and the intensity trap are all keeping you weak, what does real training actually look like? So let me paint you a picture. Real training is a part of life. It is primal. It is built on movements that humans have done for thousands of years. The crawling, the hanging, the squatting, jumping, climbing, wrestling, carrying, throwing. Not bicep curls, not leg extensions, not chest presses, but fundamental human movement patterns that your body was designed to do. When you train these movements, when you build capacity in these patterns, everything else will fall into place. You will get strong, you will get mobile, you will become coordinated, you will build a body that can handle real life. Because real training is full range, not partial reps, not shortened ranges because you're trying to lift heavier. Real training is about full, complete, controlled ranges of motion. Can you overhead press with your arms fully locked out? Can you do it while squatting? Can you squat ass to grass with your heels on the ground? Can you move along the floor, crawl, coordinate patterns, hang with your shoulders fully relaxed and decompressed? Can you rotate your spine through its full range? Most people cannot do that because they have been training in shortened ranges for so long. They've lost access to full movements. They don't even know that their body is actually capable of doing these things. And when you lose your range, you lose your resilience. Your joints get stiff, your tissues get tight, your movement vocabulary shrinks into nothing. Real movement training is adaptable. It's not the same workout every time. It's not following a rigid program that doesn't account for how you feel today, how you slept, what you have going on. Some days you'll be energized, you're going to train hard. Some days you're tired, you're going to train light. Some days you will be sore and then you're going to explore mobility. Some days you will be stressed and you have to move to regulate your nervous system. Because your body is not a machine that performs the same way every single time, and you cannot expect that of yourself. Your body is a living system that needs to adapt. And when you train adaptively, when you listen, and when you respond instead of just following orders, you build real intelligence, physical intelligence, body awareness, intuition. Real training prioritizes longevity over intensity. It asks, can I do this for the rest of my life? If not, can I do this for 12 weeks until I hit my goal? Because what is the point of getting shredded for summer if you destroy your joints in the process? What is the point of hitting a PR if you are injured for 6 months after that? What is the point of looking fit at 30 if you can't move without pain at 50? Real training is sustainable. It builds you up over the years and decades, not weeks and months. It makes you better at 40 than you were at 20, better at 60 than you were at 30, and better at 80 than most people are at 40. And here's what that actually looks like in practice. Every single day you move. Not work out, you move. You make movement a part of your daily life. 5 minutes on the floor, crawling, rolling, exploring positions, hanging from a bar every time you pass it, even if it's just for 10 seconds, daily, not for reps, just sitting in a squat position, breathing, exploring depth, walking barefoot, reconnecting your feet to the ground, balancing on one leg, eyes closed, building stability. That's just your baseline. That is your daily minimum. That is integrated movement into everything that you do. And then a few times a week, you go deeper. You go and train correctly. You train the strength, you train the real strength, the pushing, the pulling, the carrying, the lifting, things that matter to be strong and to have resilient joints. But you have to do this with full ranges, with control, with awareness. You train power, jumping, sprinting, explosive movement. It's all about control, awareness, and a respect to your practice. And then you can take these attributes and you can go hiking, you can go swimming, cycling, dancing, playing. Because aesthetics will be a byproduct, not the goal. When you move well, you look good automatically. Your posture improves because your body is balanced. Your muscle definition shows because you are using your body functionally. Your leanness comes because you are moving often and eating to fuel performance, not starve for aesthetics. You don't chase the six-pack, you earn it by being capable. Injury prevention becomes a foundation, not a reactive band-aid. You're not waiting until you get hurt to address mobility. You're not ignoring pain until it becomes unbearable. You are building resilience daily, strengthening weak links before they break, mobilizing stiff joints before they lock up. Listening to feedback before it becomes injury. That is real training. That is training with intent. It might not be sexy, it might not be trendy or flashy, but it is sustainable. It's intelligent, it is effective, and it works for decades. So here's what you need to understand if you are going to join this rebellion. You are not a body part. You are a system, a very complex system at that. So stop thinking about chest day, leg day, arm day, back day. Your body doesn't move in parts, it moves as a whole unit. When you pick up something off the ground, everything works together. Your legs drive, your hips hinge, your core stabilizes, your back extends, your shoulders engage, your grip holds. That's how humans move. So you must train that way. Train integrated movements, train full body patterns, train systems, not parts. You don't need trends, you need truth. Every year, there's a new fitness trend. The HIIT, the keto, the fasting, the biohacking, the cold plunges, the red light therapy, and some of it works, some of it is beneficial. But none of it matters if you do not have the basics, the foundations, if movement is not your primary source of medicine. If you can't squat, if you can't hang, if you can't move without pain. So you need to stop chasing these trends and you need to master the fundamentals, the movements that humans have done for thousands of years. These things are never going to change. These don't go out of style. These work forever, and you need to be doing them. Remember, you don't need more, you need different. You don't need more volume, you don't need more intensity, you do not need more programs. You definitely don't need to suffer paralysis by analysis. What you need is to move differently. You need to explore ranges that you have been avoiding, ranges that make you uncomfortable, that might make you embarrassed. You need to challenge patterns that you have been neglecting for decades. You need to slow down and actually feel what your body is doing. More does not build capability, different does. Because this is a lifestyle, not a phase. You cannot rebel for 12 weeks and then go back to the system. This is not a program. This is not a quick fix. This is not even a challenge. This isn't a goal you hit and move on from. This is a complete shift in how you relate to your body, how you understand your body, how you show up for yourself. You stop working out and you start practicing. You stop chasing aesthetics and you start building capability. You stop following trends and you start following your own truth. And once you make that shift, once you truly understand what real fitness is, you can never go back. Because now you've seen through the lies and you refuse to be weak any longer. So here's how we actually do this. Here is how you're going to break free from the mainstream fitness and start building real capability. Step 1, ditch the BS routines. Stop following programs designed to make you dependent. Stop doing workouts that prioritize aesthetics over function. Stop training body parts in isolation. Start training movements, start training systems, start training out of alignment, and start training for life. Step 2, build your daily practice. Every single day, no matter what, you move. Doesn't matter how you feel, how you slept, or which way the wind is blowing. 5 to 10 minutes minimum. Floor work, hanging, squatting, walking barefoot, balancing. Non-negotiables, no excuses. This is your baseline. This is your foundation. This is your anchor that you always return to. That's where we start from. Step 3, train full ranges. If you can't access a full range of motion, you don't own that movement. Work on your mobility, work on your control, work on your awareness, your proprioception. Get your squat deeper, get your hang longer, get your overhead reach higher. Try some handstands, try some crawling patterns. Full ranges equals full capability. Step 4, prioritize longevity. Ask yourself with every training decision, can I do this for the rest of my life? If the answer is no, it's not sustainable. If it's destroying your joints, if it's burning you out, if it is making you dependent on recovery tools just to function, it is not real training. Find what builds you up over decades, not breaks you down over weeks. Step 5, become a generalist. Train everything, the strength, the mobility, the endurance, the power, coordination, balance. Do not specialize. Don't pick a lane. Don't get attached to anything. Be capable across all domains. That is what makes you anti-fragile. That is what makes you a weaponized human. Strong, mobile, capable, and resilient. You are ready for anything. So let me give you a little challenge. For the next 7 days, I want you to rebel. Day 1, ditch your normal workout. Spend 20 minutes on the floor, crawling, rolling, exploring your body. No plan, just move. Day 2, hang from something. A bar, a tree, a door frame. Every hour, hang for as long as you can. Build up to 60 seconds total throughout the day. Day 3, deep squat. Sit in it, hold it, breathe in it. Work up to 5 minutes total in a day. It doesn't have to be all at once, it can be accumulated. Day 4, walk barefoot. 20 minutes, feel the ground, let your feet wake up, see how that feels. Day 5, train full ranges. Whatever movements you decide to do, make sure that you own the complete range. No shortcuts, no partial reps, no excuses. Day 6, move for life. Go outside, climb something, jump over something, crawl under something, play like a kid again. And day 7, have a rest, but active rest. Stretch, breathe, move gently, let your body adapt. 7 days, 7 challenges. And if you do this, if you actually commit to moving like a human with awareness instead of training like a machine, something will shift in you. You will start to feel capable again, and you will start to search for more. because you will start to move without pain. You'll start to realize that you have been sold a lie your entire fitness career. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. This is the movement rebellion. I want all of you to become anti-fragile, and I want you to refuse to be weak. I'm Vanya, and this is the Making Moves podcast. If this episode pissed you off just a little bit, that's good. It means it hit a nerve. It means that you know I'm telling the truth. And if it inspired you, even better, because inspiration without action is just entertainment. So I'm going to need you to move today, right now. Get into it.